The Twin Flame Police. That's the live today. I like to coin nice little terms. So what is the Twin Flame Police? So, it's understandable when you have gone through a lot, especially if you're a true twin flame, but even if you're not, that you will have a level of attachment or discernment about other people who claim they are twin flames, right? So basically, every Saturday usually, I release an interview, right? And it's people who have contacted me and they claim to be twin flames. Now, I don't confirm whether someone's a twin flame or not. I know there's some people out there, allegedly, Regida Shaman looks at people and can see the coding, the zeros, the ones, and can confirm. But generally, it's only God who can confirm, right? So I tend to just hear what, I just interview them. Usually might have a little chat before, but usually it's just like, let's just interview it, right? Asking a certain set of questions, which were kind of like basic at first, actually. And I guess these people, they, brave to come forwards because some twin flames, especially DFs and DMs actually, don't always have someone to talk to, right? So it's the first time they want to share their story. So they want to come on public. Now, coming in public arena can be scary, especially with people who may judge. Now, obviously on this channel, we get really into the philosophy and the details. Like, it's not just rainbows and unicorns and lovely stuff. So basically, the people who are going to show up, we're hoping that they're going to know that and also be of a certain caliber and not the ones who are going to try to pretend or lie, that they're twin flames. Now, sometimes people don't even know they're twin flames. Some people are confused. They think they're in karmic situations. And I've always been honest, okay, with my own story. And you know where I stand with my content, often quite detailed and analytical. And if you remember correctly, when I was traveling around South America, I met the Witcher, remember? And I felt something go when we got intimate, and I could see the past life as well. And I realized it was another person's DM that I ended up dating, right? It was called Shakti Pack, and we did a live on that, and we did lots of information about that. So we know that there's connections out there that might feel twin flamey, right? So you obviously have twin flames. Some people talk about twin souls or twin rays, and everyone's got a different definition. I mean, I even get confused. And I've made videos before about twin flame history or twin flame label. And I've said, let it go. Let it all go. Because at the end of the day, the attachment, who knows? And I'm quite transparent to say, even I don't know, okay? All I know is what I feel with my DM. And my DM's never changed, okay? I've always had one DM, Italian, and that's it. I don't switch DMs up. We'll talk about that. So basically, I've been honest that, I dated the Witcher. I also dated the Argentinian. So in that respect, I've never deceived anyone, okay? Now, with regards to my channel that I do here, I have obviously God that I work with. I also have my DM's energy. But also, I am guided very particularly by a twin flame couple. And one of them is a psychic friend of mine, and then her DM, and they've been together for a very long time, okay? So they're in union, and I've vetted it out, properly, so and they mentor me at times, or they guide me. So I'm not doing this all on my own. There's accountability, I would like to say. So, you have any organization, or you have a charity, a non-profit, or whatever you want to call it. You normally have a board of trustees or governors or management or something, okay? That basically are making sure that the checks and balances are there and monitoring your content, okay? So I have that. But I also have a DF cousin who guides as well. So in that respect, it's not just me doing a solo activity. Obviously, it's my channel. I make the decisions and I go ahead with it. But I am consulted by various trusted people. So if I start to go out of line, they will be quick to tell me, okay, and guide me back to the right path. So in that way, I'm kind of held accountable. But also I have accountability towards you because you follow me, right? So in that respect, I understand if you've been on the journey and you believe it's twin flame, it's harrowing, it's difficult, it's not unicorns, rainbows. And therefore, you've basically don't want anyone who's going to bullshit and get interviewed. So these people that show up, some people I've interviewed and I've even questioned, are you really twin flame? Sounds karmic. It sounds soulmate. It sounds high-level soulmate. It sounds weird. And in the interviews, you'll see my face and my expressions. But I don't tend to bring anyone down or say anything, and I just leave it out for the open. But the way in which I'm doing things is going to be slightly changing now. Obviously, the Twin Flame Police, therefore, are you guys, right? That kind of have that judgment or put it to account whether someone is or is not. Now, last week's interview was for a twin flame couple, right? And they did not inform me, like I was completely unaware. I was under the impression that it was the same guy that person met in the meditation center, but it wasn't. It was a different guy and they didn't tell me. And that kind of felt a little bit, why, And for that reason, that person, there was a lot of comments on that video where people picked it up. It's not the same guy with the tattoos, whatever else, and there's a bit of deception, I like and try to see the best in everyone. Anyway, so there was a lot going on, and right now, like, I don't know how it's for you, I've got a headache, I feel like the third eye and the crown chakra's opening, there's also coronavirus moving around here, but it's been intense, this Mercury retrograde, and now we have the Venus retrograde, right? So my DM was on vacation with someone, and that triggered a little bit, and then there's work stuff going on, then this YouTube stuff, So that was like really the comments, and it was really all the noise. I've been talking a lot about noise. It was kind of like really making me think, like, should I delete videos that I've interviewed? Because when I do my own content, I am answerable to myself, to God, obviously, and to you. But like, at least I can manage that and control that. And I try to be very transparent. If I date others or if something happens, I tell everything, okay? But then when you have people who you don't know or who want to appear on the channel, you think that they're going to do what's best. But if they're deceptive or they hide things, that's not good, is it? It's not good for the channel. So that couple in particular wanted to be re-interviewed. And initially I was like, I don't know. But I've thought about it and I've consulted my various group of people that I told you I work with on this channel. And yeah, you know what? We're going to do it. But we've changed the questions, okay? So I'm going to read a little bit about that. And then I'll take Q&A at the end. Just, I haven't done a Q&A for a long time. But then I interviewed someone called Kel a long time ago who claimed to be a DM. And a lot of people have messaged me, and I don't tend to bring anyone down or anything like that. But soon after that interview, that person was asking a question about one of my videos, because my videos are usually very theoretical, very detailed, aren't they? And she didn't like it. So she asked a question, so I responded in a paragraph of the theory behind it. Didn't like it. It was something about DFs are more spiritual and DMs are never going to be as spiritual. Didn't like it. All of a sudden, the person's blocked me. This was over a year ago, but I didn't mention it. I don't like to bring anyone down. There's all these twin flame coaches and all this and that and the other. And after this last week's interview, I had some twin flame coaches messaging me and saying, take down the video, they're deceiving people, this is going to take away from your credibility and all this and that, it's becoming twin flame universe, putting people together. Now, I obviously am not bringing these people are choosing to put themselves on the block, right, to the guillotine, to the audience, and therefore they're accountable and the karma comes back. Anyway, this person called Kel, people have been sending the videos, and they went from having a UK twin, and now all of a sudden that UK twin don't want her and is getting married to someone else. So Kel's got an international twin now. Changed to twin. Ridiculous as well, I think. Anyway, but I normally don't tend to say stuff about people, but, there's all this going on. And you need to use your own discernment. You need to be the twin flame police. You need to feel into it in your own heart space to say whether it's right or not. Now, my interviews, I used to call them twin flame interviews. I call them guest interviews now. And then also in the description, have a disclaimer saying that, this couple or this person thinks they're a twin flame. I cannot tell you whether they are or not. You know what I feel about it. You know what is meant to happen if you're a twin flame, right? You know about the signs, synchronicities, the dreams, the kundalini, the awakening, etc., etc. So you will know, because if that's not happening, then it's you know. And this weekend I was supposed to release a video of some other couple who claimed to be twin flames in union, but I thought you would crucify them, because the interview was a little bit different. So, but they want to be. I said I wanted to re-interview them with the new questions that I've got, but they said they're okay. They don't care about the public opinion, the peanut gallery. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, so especially when twin flames in the beginning get into union, they might still have issues. There's ego and all sorts going on. So sometimes they need to walk before they can run. But if they open up their union to the world, or they open up their story, you know, we get good and bad. And when I first started doing social media 10 years ago, I was doing a lot of stuff about LGBTQ plus community, the gay community. And I used to get a lot of death threats, bad comments, swearing, you know, so I know how it is. Luckily, I don't now. The only thing I have got since the twin flame journey is some DMs who swore at me, but now they're fine. Anyway, so basically, the questions that we should be looking at, and you know, in the future, I might ask you to say, this couple or this person wants to appear, what questions have you got? I've done that for DM before, haven't I? But basically, you as as humanity are a mirror. You are the twin flame police. So we have to ask the right questions, I realize. The questions have to focus a lot on the signs and synchronicities, the dreams, the core wounding that they both have, and get to the nitty gritty of the questions about not just focusing on how wonderful the relationship is or this and that and the other, but finding out the profound things, you know, because profound things happen. As twin flames, you get very, very deep, you know, it's not superficial. It's each day you die. Okay, each day you burn your ego. You draw a line under the sand each day and you forgive. It's dying constantly, letting go constantly. It's ascending constantly. It's a lot. But the voice, it's called Vox Populari, Vox Dei, which means the voice of the population versus the voice of truth. So we'll get to that, you know, and as the audience, you know, we like the light, we like the dark, we like the drama. We want to lay it all out and watch it and rightly ask questions and ask the right questions. But if there's questions that are offensive, then I won't be asking them, obviously. So in that respect, I understand if you watch from the beginning, the reason why people become the twin flame police, you know. In the beginning of my journey, I actually wanted to create a twin flame federation or a twin flame council where people who were vetted and rehearsed and knew about twin flames chose and decided whether someone was or was not. But who are we to decide? It's God, right? And I guess the journey is about navigating through the confusion, the darkness, the doubts, the weird coaches, the people who are saying something else and doing something else, the ones who are with soulmates or high-level soulmates or karmics, but they think they're in a twin flame connection. Now, everyone will get their karma, and, you know, now I interviewed someone this Saturday. It went really well. It was really good, but I prepped in advance. I said, you know what, there's the Twin Flame Police. My channel seems to accumulate the Twin Flame Police, but it's a good thing because we are very much into detail and we're very much into the truth seekers. We don't want no lies or bullshits. So people are going to hold you high to account. But with that video last week, it was certain coach was, I don't know, maybe sending people over. It was just very toxic, the people who were behaving this way. But this is what happens during Venus in retrograde. A lot of stuff comes up. So I understand the Twin Flame Police are there. And we're going to be kind, but we're going to be transparent. And I want you to know that if I have people come and interview, it's not like I'm endorsing them or saying they are or they're not. It's going to be, yesterday I spoke to before I interviewed the person, I said, you know what, this is how it is. We have Twin Flame Police. You might get comments. And when I introduced the interview, if you watched it, I said, this guest believes they're a twin flame. I don't say that they are now. And then let's find out. Let's find out. Let's hear it. And it is really nice to hear the stories, even if they're not twin flames, okay? It's nice for people to let it out. And I feel great when I interview people, and I feel really, really good energy with that too. So I was thinking, sometimes I think, oh, shall I stop doing these interviews? Is it not reflecting well on us or the twin flame label, the twin flame community? Like, I don't want to, build mistrust or dampen the journey. I don't want to let anything bad happen to it, But yes, there's a lot of new questions, okay? So the kind of questions, before it used to be just about their story, the running and chasing, that's it. But now there's like pages and pages of philosophy and all this and that and the other. And that will deter people, actually, to say, yes, I want to be interviewed. Only the ones who are truly twin flames, only the ones who know the answers, only the ones who've reflected, because we'll go really deep into, what does twin flame mean? What is their definition, first of all? And then also how, when they met their twin flame, what were the signs, synchronicities, the dreams, what were the core wounds? How they grew as a person and what changed. The deep mystical questions that we really want to know, rather than just the superficial crap. And then exploring the divine feminine's role, the masculine's role, how they empowered themselves and things like that. So there will be a change on that. So I just wanted to share that. Everyone wants to be a twin flame these days by the sounds of things. I don't know why. I mean, it gets better, it gets easier, and then you get to a point. You do get to a point where you ascend and you're clearing a lot of family stuff. And I'm seeing it. I'll be talking about all these family things that have been going on. I don't know how it's for you. I'm going to answer questions in a moment. But I was at a family event yesterday, and people who had been, perhaps, disowned, were now allowed. People's behavior towards me improved and changed, because being gay and Indian, is to get a bit of toxic behavior. But now it's like, because you get into your divine energy, people want to serve you. You see all the masculines, when they see divine feminine energy, they just want to do you need anything, Manny? Do you need, I'm seeing change. And I'm seeing a change also in my father, in my extended family. So it's good. So with that, let's answer some questions, because I know in the last couple of lives I've been sitting on the floor and just giving sermons or things, but some of you had questions, so let's answer some questions. But hopefully that makes sense to you. But there is a lot of judgment as well in the community, and people think they know better than others. And if you know me, I don't tend to talk bad about anyone. I don't tend to put people down or focus on certain cultures. I keep things very drama free, because I don't like getting involved in anything, because it's karma. Yeah, so it's not for me to say, oh, this person's this or this person's that. I feel like it's all a lesson at the end of the day. We all learn, so I've learned also from the interviews. I was also shocked when this couple didn't tell me that it wasn't the same person that she met the year before. So I in my head I was thinking, oh, it's like a manifestation thing. Let's not talk about separation. Let's not talk about all the negativity, because the DM doesn't like talking about all the shit he's done. I thought it was that. You see the interview, you see that I'm very innocent. I'm like, I have no idea. Okay. Right. Okay. Any questions? You can ask any questions. Hello from Portugal. Hi. Good evening. Love from India. Lovely. Are there any specific questions? Someone says, what's the live about? It's about the Twin Flame Police. It's a title. So, you can write any questions that you'd like, if you have any. So, okay. As a twin flame, I don't wish this journey on anyone. I don't know why people are obsessed. I wish I had a soulmate. You say that now. However, can you imagine clearing your ancestral karma, ascending and getting into alignment? Like I told you, now anything you heal, you see it reflected in your twin flame as well. So if they're really your twin flame, you'll see that happen, and their extended family clears up too. And it's almost like you're sacrificing yourself. Like I said yesterday at the event, people who were disowned were now allowed to show up. People treating each other with more love, and their hearts are expanding. I'm seeing my extended family, some of them who were very toxic, heal, because we are injected into the bloodline to heal things, right? It's beautiful. It does get beautiful. And the love that you have with your twin flame is amazing, because they are also doing a lot of stuff. If you've seen some of the posts that I sent yesterday and the day before, I think, you realize that the DM is clearing issues. Okay, it looks toxic, but that's how it is. They're purging. I put the picture of where the guy is purging out the mouth, but actually I wanted to find a picture where it's like your head, and you just got like stuff coming out of the head, like loads of like waterfalls, or like a whale's whatever it's called, the hole where all the things coming out, all that's coming out of you, you know. So let's get better. What's my opinion on checking on the DM socials? So I've talked about that before. It's okay. You know, I don't believe in control. I've said that before. It's expression, not suppression. Okay? And you know, some of you say things like, oh, the DM follows loads of girls or loads of guys, and he comments and likes on all of them, and he's following all these pornographic stuff. Doesn't matter. They learn from it. Allow them. Once you have been ignited on the journey, you are going to be ascending quite fast, whether you like it or not, whether they like it or not either. And everything's being purged out of your system. So the DM will eventually get to a point where they no longer find those things or those girls or guys or pornography attractive anymore, because they'll see the trauma and the toxicity are not the purity and the love. Okay, so with you checking your DM socials, it's okay. Sometimes you'll be pulled to look at it to be able to get triggered, because triggers are your best friend, and you have to learn how to balance the energy. It's not about control. It's expression, not suppression. You let it out, you let it out, you let it out, you get triggered, you get blasted, you have your ego deaths, and eventually you get into alignment. And you'll get to a point where, first of all, the DM stops posting. And secondly, you don't really mind anymore. And you can check sometimes, and you're not obsessive. You got to get that energy, the obsession out of you. So if you need to check. Because if you stop yourself, you're not healing, okay? Then you're still going to have the urges, and you might do it another day and then feel depressed. Feel it in the moment, do what feels right, and forgive yourself. Let it out. Purge it. Hello from California. I'm sure it's beautiful. Rita, hi, can the TF just be one-sided? My DM doesn't believe in it, but yet knows and feels its intense energy. It doesn't, yes, it's true. They don't need to know the label or what it is. They're very scared of that kind of stuff anyway. So it's not one-sided. The connection is both-sided. But the name is twin flame, but you could call it, they can call it whatever they want. They can say it's intense connection or red string theory or whatever it is, doesn't matter. But it's the DF who's usually aware of the term. I did that, so I know, but this is really hard work. It is hard work. It's very hard work. The twin flame journey is excruciating. You have to keep going deeper. So when you hear people's stories and it was very easy, questionable. It's hard, very hard. But the harder you do, the more rewards you get, okay? But some twin flame couples don't have as much karma. I believe in my case, there was a lot. You know what my DM was doing. It was wild. Drugs, sex, rock and roll, pornography. It was a lot. But some don't have that as bad as that. You know, it's easy. Some of them are easier, at least. Okay, Kimberly, I have surrendered onto the journey. I feel him in my heart chakra. I will go further about my journey. I don't know how. You'll be guided. And the thing is, you feel like you got to a point, and then there's more depth, there's more deeper surrender. So never feel like you're done. Just let it be, let it go with the flow, chill, relax. It doesn't matter. Okay, Chieko, thank you for your confirmation of healing because of being on the twin flame journey. You know, I was doing a lot of inner work, and I was like, my DM, that bastard was not changing. And I was checking a lot as well, actually, and he was still doing the same old stuff. But that was his part of his healing, okay? Him doing all the nudity and all whatever he was doing was part of him. It's almost like you sacrifice yourself, right, for your lineage, the karma, the shame, the abuse, whatever's gone on, and you're purging it. You got to let it out, right, first. So that's part of healing. But eventually, there's a switch. And it happens quite instantly, and you see them change. It's amazing. So keep doing it. You will see their change eventually, if they're your twin flame. And you'll see the mirroring, even if you're not talking. The dreams will be there. Or, like, for example, for me, if I was having a reading of some sort, say I did an Akashic reading, and they said it was from Mintak, a mermaid planet, the second the lady said it, the second my twin flame posted a picture of a mermaid. You know, so you'll see all these things that are uncanny, that cannot be explained. It's not just, oh, I saw 111 on the clock and that's it, I'm a twin flame. No, it's so much. It's so much. You know, I remember one time I came back from Hawaii and I was sick of it, but I was surrendering. And I said to inside and said to myself, I said to my DM, you know what? Do as much pornography and nudity as you want. I don't really care. Do what you want. I'll give you permission. I used to stop it in my head and I used to say it. They're doing more, right? So I was like, go ahead. Like, do it to your heart's content. The second I said that, no joke, he deleted the most craziest videos. The most, dirty ones. That's the level of sort of telepathy and connection. Like I've also said, I see his 5D version. He'll be sleeping next to me. The children be there. They're walking around. Like it is metaphysical. It's out of this world. It's not just a normal connection. It's freaky. It's weird. It's crazy. It's amazing. Anyway, so sometimes people are saying that he's not changing. He will change. But if he hasn't changed, first of all, ask yourself, are you doing your healing? Second of all, ask yourself, is it really a twin flame or are you just jumping on the bandwagon? Okay. Hey, I'm feeling so lost. I got brain fog, anxious all the time. I went to a shaman and he grounded me, but I'm feeling more fear. So a wildflower dream. Are you new on the journey? The first year is horrific. First and second year, if I'm honest, can be quite challenging. Depends on how much work you do. But right now we're going through very intense energy. The Schumann resonance, which is the Earth's frequency. And also you've got this Venus retrograde. I normally don't get affected by any of this stuff, but had a headache since Thursday, really bad headache, and I don't feel well. So I can only imagine. All right. So Rita, we've gone a different color and I don't know how to change it. Someone knows how to change it. Let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to carry on answering some questions. Okay. What's the next one? I seem to press the button for a while and it's gone different color. All right. Rita said, thank you. The best part of the journey is when the triggers... One second. I don't know how to sort out this thing. Okay. Right. Anyway, let's carry on. The best part of the journey is when the triggers come up and you are free. Isn't that the whole point of the journey, to liberate yourself from this nonsense? Yeah, your fear is being purged from you for sure. My desire to be pulled back to him. How can I know that he is my twin flame? Okay, so with normal people, you can forget them. But with a twin flame, you can never forget who they are. And it's not just limerence. I'm trying to change the background, y'all. Okay, there we go. Thank God. Okay, so with a twin flame, you'll never be able to forget them. But there'll be loads of dreams. There'll be signs, synchronicities. There'll be, you can never hate them, okay? They'll trigger you. You want to kill them. You want to kill yourself. You just want to strangle them. You want to pull their eyes out sometimes, but you can't. And you'll feel like you've been baptized. So you'll hate, or you'll have so much triggers and ego death. Bam! A layer of your ego's gone. And you feel amazing. You feel angelic. You'll be stared at by everyone. Your energy, you'll manifest everything, that abundance. You'll ascend. You'll also have a Kundalini awakening. If you get intimate with them, it's out of this world. Time stops or time gets faster. You'll see angelic light all over them. When you get intimate, you'll be journeying in the shamanic world. You'll be seeing past lives, future lives. You'll be getting triggered too at times. But it will be the most angelic love ever. You'll feel the most peace. You'll feel very innocent. You feel like a virgin. What else happens? Eventually you'll get to a place, when you're with them it happens, but when you're in union, where you have this third energy field, okay? So it's like the Holy Ghost or whatever you want to call it, in your own alternate dimension. You're like superheroes on Earth. And you feel, I felt like this. I felt like I was kissed by God. Which meant after my twin flame, I felt him all the time on me. And I felt like I was newly wedded, or like had a perfume on me. I felt magical. And then your life falls apart and you completely get destroyed. You get physical pains as well. You get, the separation happens quite often, but not always. And DM is not always spiritual. Very rarely it is. But the DF is usually very spiritual, has spiritual awakening, gets very spiritual. And then you're obsessed. There's an obsession. It's all the lifetimes of fear. So you get obsessed on DM, they run. And then you have to balance that obsession. And you do feel like you're having a million deaths. You also get more younger, okay? So I'm nearly 40, yeah? I'm 38. But you look younger, and you look better, and your vibration gets better. And you cannot escape the triggers. You cannot escape doing your work. Some of you will try, but you'll get your ass whooped. And then you'll see as you heal, they heal. Eventually, they will. Okay, so now that we've got the colouring back, let's answer some next questions. Okay. Let's answer. Okay. I hate it when I see my twin flame flirting with other ladies. 3 years on the journey. Okay. So they will carry on flirting until you no longer care. Okay. So I don't tend to moan. My twin flame follows a lot of naked people. I don't give a shit. Because, honey, no one is good as me. And that's how he's going to learn. Through doing all those things and definitely getting his ass whooped a lot. And he stopped. But he's still following profiles that I feel like, whatever. I talked about last week are racist. Or whatever. But what can you do? You got to make God into everything. Like, seriously, this is my motto. No human being, whether it's twin flame or not, no man, no person, no anyone is ever going to give you everything because they're human. It's always got to be God. God, make God into everything. Then you won't care. You're fulfilled. So if you're hating that he's flirting with others, he'll carry on until you no longer care. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Daruksha, hey Manny, I think I make a very good job focusing on myself. Well done. But the last few days you miss him so much. The energies are really crazy right now. Can you post an Insta story that gives hints that he is our twin flame? So, Sparkling Soul, I believe you've only started following me recently because I'm doing Ascension series, but I did a whole Twin Flame series, right? I used to release 5 videos of me talking a day. If you are not living in India and you have access to TikTok, please go onto TikTok. I have hundreds, if not thousands of videos about that. I've got a playlist. How do you know they're your twin flame? What is a twin flame? And if you don't have that, you go on YouTube. But otherwise, you can start from the beginning. From June 2023. That's when I started the Twin Flame content. Cheekio. Because the thing is, I'm not one of those people, or coaches, or whatever you want to call them, who keeps repeating the same stuff over and over again. I like to have things different, new, fresh, go deeper. If I see some people put content out there, and I feel like, aren't they bored? They've been doing it for so long, and they just keep saying the same thing over and over again, same thing. And it obviously gets all the comments and the likes. When I was doing Twin Flame only content, I was getting a lot of attention. But for me, I get bored of saying the same thing because the DM for me ain't everything at all. For me, it's God and then it's mission, helping people. Like, I'm very focused on helping people. So that's where I'm at. So I do the lives on a Sunday and I do the interviews on a Saturday. But during the week, I'm talking about other things usually. I'll put a little bit of Twin Flame stuff there, but I didn't want to push us off of that. Well, I certainly don't. I certainly don't want to keep saying the same thing over and over again. I find it dull as fuck. Anyway, right. I have finally surrendered. He married someone within 6 months and had a child. I was triggered. So you surrendered and then he married someone? That's interesting. Sometimes there's a delay with them. It depends. Yeah, I wonder why that came about. Because if you surrender, usually they surrender. And then you'll have more of a union. The reason why they'll run more or go with someone else is because you're still chasing. Or unless there's karma to be resolved there. Or you are fearful. Be careful what you think. If you think they're going to do something, they're going to do it. All right, Karina. Is it possible if we are not talking, even like a friend, but I feel the connection? Yes, of course. I know that's my gut feeling that we're on the journey. Yes. Okay, so since Tuesday you've been feeling sick. I know a lot of DFs are feeling sick. And the signs there's a lot of signs. Kakim, even though I feel surrendered and peaceful in the journey, I deeply miss him lately. Is it bad for the energy or balance? And if yes, what do I do? Okay, so like I said, I don't do anything good or bad. I don't do anything about right or wrong, black or white, chasing, running. What was the other one? About suppression, expression. Do you remember we did the Merkaba thing that last week where we talked about 0 point and being either left or right, so good or bad. But eventually you want to be a place where you're in the middle, where you're just observing and allowing. So it doesn't matter. You're always going to feel something. Things are always going to come up. The ascension takes a while. It's always, you're not always going to be fully there. So if you miss them, you miss them. You don't miss them, you don't. Just don't put any meaning or judgment to it, and don't make yourself feel bad about it. Right now, I miss him. Right now, I feel sexy about him. You know, whatever it is, it's okay. Chill. Relax. If you miss him, you miss him. Sometimes it happens. It's okay. It's out of this world intimacy. You felt all of his pain. Yes. So when I got intimate with my twin flame, and I was, shall I be crude? I was by his backside. I could feel the stuff he had gone through as a child, abuse-wise. I could feel it. And that prevented me from getting fully aroused. He's always on you. Okay, all right, thank you. Magic. I and my twin flame and I, both are engaged to someone else before we met. Now we both want to call off the engagement, but we cannot. You will, and you can, if you want to. You're sovereign. God is with you. You're going to have to face that. Face your families. Do you feel like your twin is watching you sometimes? Well, I bloody well hope so. That yesterday when I posted my family picture, I wrote family time. If they're watching, give them something good to look at. And some of you might think what I'm saying. I'm saying if your DM is looking at your social media, make sure that social media is hot, it's good, it's pretty, it's beautiful. You don't do it for them, but I don't know, it's fun. Sometimes it's fun to play around with your twin flame, no? Like I'll be in the gym thinking he's there, or like it's like playful, competitive, fun, flirtatious. Why not? Okay. I struggle with toxic family members. They don't accept my boundaries. Do you have any advice? Thank you for your videos. Okay. Well, I talked about House of Cards, remember? And during this journey, you're going to have to heal all these things. It will come up. It's like a program, and it's all divinely orchestrated step by step, so you're not overwhelmed. I know it seems like overwhelming anyway. Sorry, but you'll go deeper and deeper into various things. So right now, like I have been focusing a lot on family healing, because you kind of become the leader of the family as you ascend. And I've been seeing the results of it now. And I was talking about in the House of Cards video, sometimes you have to blast people. Like I've done quite a few lives recently, of the last few weeks, where I've just literally had a fight, verbal, with family members, and then come straight on live. You probably didn't notice, but I tend to remain calm with my energy. But I can go whoosh and knock out an ego quite quickly. You'll get there. You get to a place where you've done your inner work, where you love yourself, and you've got rid of distortion. So when you love yourself, you have boundaries, naturally. You learn to have boundaries. Your DM will push you to learn all these things. They're your biggest teacher. So what I say is, if you've got toxic family members, keep doing your inner work, and eventually you'll get to a place where you will confront and face it all. Okay? I think I look a bit tired today. I'm not very well, and I just come back from the gym. Okay. So you will get there. And if Kimberly, if you want any sessions, you can contact me. I've got a Twin Flame Inner Union course as well, where there's loads of healing stuff. But you'll have to face it. Sometimes you might have to actually take space from them. Some people cut their families out, but I personally don't believe in that. I believe that if it's healed, love should pour, and it reflects on them, right? Okay. So I'm almost 48. I have reversed aged. Good. Freezing. I have been doing the inner work and my life is changing. I'm in no contact with my twin flame and there is no sign of him around me. Not usually, but sometimes it gives me despair. How to deal with that? So you're still focused on the physical version of them, right? Eventually you get to a point where you'll feel them inside you or with you all the time, or most of the time, and you realize it's not even about them. So what I will say, Shambhavi, is you're too focused on the physical part. I would say focus on your purpose more. Focus on your inner work and your purpose, because you'll get to a place where you don't need anything anymore from anyone outside. I hadn't spoken to my twin flame properly in 2.5 years. I don't moan about it. I do my purpose and live my life, right? But you do feel them. I mean, Shambhavi, you're telling me that you've not had any dreams. You know, usually when you start to move away from your twin flame, or you say, oh, fuck them, I don't want to be with them, the universe will bring the dreams or the signs again. So be wary. Is it actually your twin flame? You know, because the signs and the dreams and all that stuff come in and out, but that you'll always feel that mission in you. No? I feel very mission oriented. Like, I know that me and my DM are working together. Even though he's nowhere to be found, he's pushing me forwards. I feel great about that. I feel very, very happy about the mission. So I don't know why, like, you're still focused on him. Like he's going to save your ass. He ain't going to save your ass. He's going to throw your ass under the bus until you learn to save your own ass and go with God. Their purpose is to be tough guy. So understand what the twin flame journey is. I love your truth and authenticity. Thank you. A lot of coaches give out the wrong information too. Not you. I only listen to you and Kat. Maybe I give out wrong information. I don't know. I try not to. Like I said, I have a group of people I work with or get advice from, and they check I might ask them to check things to make sure that I'm on the right track. Like I have a twin flame couple in union for a long time who are really ascended. I like them, and I get a lot of advice from them. So make sure that I'm not just chatting rubbish, you know. And then I have my cousin who's a DF as well. Just to make sure that everything is like on track, you know, because I have a duty of care for you. All right, you do you, babe. So my job is a duty of care for you. I know there's some people who do content who their concern is just making money. It's different. Okay. I found that I do look a lot younger normally and feel younger energetically, except when I'm really going through shadow work. Yeah, shadow work makes you age sometimes, but then you come out of it. You get into your crystalline DNA. It was fear. The age gap between us is 25 years. Wow. Me and my twin flame married to soulmates. Is union possible? Anything is possible. Everything and anything is possible. As long as you keep taking steps forwards. Okay. So if you are married to your soulmate, eventually you're going to have to make a choice. Right. Keep going within. It's about getting into inner union, ascension, getting to that place of total bliss and love. So when you get to that place, you don't actually want to expend your energy outside. I've made this analogy before. Say you get a house, but you have the house on rent. You're giving money to a landlord. The energy's leaving you. Soulmate is this. You're putting your effort and energy outside. Always. It's another soul. Twin flame is your soul. So whatever you work towards with them, whatever energy you put within the union, it is actually going to benefit you because it's your soul. So you ascend. It's like buying your own house. When you buy your own house fully cash, you're the owner. If you rent a house, you are paying the landlord and you don't get anything out of it. So think of it that way and think about what is your purpose on this earth for this lifetime. Do you just want to have a cushy life, or you want to put the effort in and kill your ego and ascend? So it's twin flame then, right? So then you have to do the steps and not just be in la la land. Essentially, you're going to be serious. Oh my God, I've been so off since yesterday. I know I'm not well either, and I still have showed up. Okay. JD Bullfighter. Being surrendered means you still hold him and you love him. You are not chasing, but there is a difference to surrender and talk shit about him inside of yourself to others. You know, also I like the word acceptance. You accept it. Accept the situation as it is. Separation, whatever it is, anger, hatred, whatever's going on in each moment, you accept it. That's a deeper, for me, I feel like it's a deeper form of surrender. Because some people say surrender, man. He goes, what the hell does that mean? What is surrender? What do I do? But essentially it's surrendering everything, isn't it? It's like giving. Remember I talked about tying it up in boxes and letting it go. Just letting everything go. You don't own anything. You don't own anything. Just let it all go. Keep letting it go until there's nothing else left to go. And if it's meant for you, it'll come back. But just keep letting things go. Each day you die. Each day you die. You die to your ego. You die to your twin flame. Each day you forgive. You draw a line in the sand and you forgive again. Each day. Each moment you're dying. You're giving away your ego. That's surrender. Because when you're focused with the ego, it's expectation. It's wanting, longing, needing. I. You've got to die. Give it away. Each moment. Die. Ego, let it die. Haven't you been talking to him either and avoiding him? Haven't been talking to him either and avoiding him. Okay. Backside now. Bone earlier. Okay. I'm glad you said that. He watches all my stories. Is Is it too much posting too much? Nothing is too much, okay? Don't control anything. Do feel within, use your intuition and do what feels right. Just do it. That will take you to where you need to go. You know, like all these other coaches, not all of these, some coaches that block them or do this or detox or whatever, right? It don't work. I don't think it works. It didn't work for me. So I don't know. I'm not going to teach that. If it don't work for me, I won't teach it. Okay. And I feel like some of those who say to do that, they're not with their twin flames. I don't know. My DM and I are in contact. I am very honest with him. I can tell him all my thoughts, desires, and concerns. The only thing is, I haven't mentioned the twin flame journey. Not sure if I should. Well, if he's receptive and open, you can start giving hints. You can talk about the red string theory, soulmates, destined to be. You can post some stuff about twin flames, see how it goes. You know, if they're open to it, they're eventually going to figure it out. Why the energy feels off between us? Well, it's just the blockages. It's the childhood issues. Twin flames themselves have no issues with each other. It's just all the childhood stuff that gets in the way. And the DM has issues with the feminine energy usually, and can be masculine too. But the feminine energies, the mother's usually toxic. So they project that onto us, right? And they act like an angry child. And then we have a lot of distortions to do with the masculine energy usually. We also have feminine stuff as well, but a lot of father issues and stuff. And that's being projected and mirrored and all that from the DM. Yeah. But it's beautiful though, because they're only doing it for our benefit. You know, you're born on earth. This is your last lifetime incarnation, conscious incarnation. Unconscious incarnation, because you could choose to come back after this lifetime, after ascension, like a Buddha, to come help people if you want, but you're not stuck in the cycle of reincarnation. So you come in your last life with your twin flame to just archetype the people in your life that are causing blockages, your father, their mother, etc. And you love each other, but you're going to trigger each other to get it out. And it's okay. The past 2 days, I feel mine is with me. It's amazing. Nice. Okay. So I'm going to be finishing off in a few minutes. So last few questions. I cut off my entire family the day I blasted M off. My twin called me after a period of silence, which really surprised me at the time because I thought this is all about embodying love. No, I talked about in the House of Cards. Sometimes you have to blast. Sometimes you have to be very strong and have boundaries in place, because you're blasting out your family's ego, actually, and stopping patterns of behavior which are toxic, which are undermining, which are childish. But eventually, with love, it should heal, you know. I believe so. That's the part of this. The twin flame journey with the unconditional love is about healing and unifying people. It's about being the divine mother, divine father, and they're your children, and you forgive them. And you take them on the way gradually, and they see you and they get role modeled by your love. My family certainly looks up to me at times and tries to mirror my behavior with each other, and they're doing better and better, like I said in the beginning. What do you think of following inner guidance, good feeling of love in your heart? Always follow your inner guidance. Never follow anyone else. Don't follow me. Follow what feels right for you. God, your twin flame, are your biggest teachers. They guide you. Listen inside. If it resonates, then you can listen to others too. Yes, I stopped following on social media for my own sake, and then boom, intense dreams. You know, if there's a trigger that you have to go through, if you block them, it will come one way or the other through someone else, or somehow you'll bump into them or have a dream. You must show up for yourself with your inner masculine. Outwards it will be reflected. Yes, I block him from every social media. Even I change my number. I miss him obviously, but I need that. Do what you gotta do. I do not recommend blocking, because blocking another is blocking yourself. Why block? Because you're trying to avoid the pain. You will have to face the pain. You will have to die. Ego has to die. I do get the signs and synchronicities in dreams. I feel his loving presence, but when I don't, that's when I feel so. So basically, you're conditional. You need constant reassurance. You're addicted. You're an addict. You're an addict and you're codependent to the signs, because you don't trust and believe. You don't have faith in God. So you don't need to have those signs. Okay? What do I think of following the inner guidance, feeling good of love and heart? I already talked about that. Present moment is key. Nah, your info is good. Others say twin flames were in the same bloodline, past life, like parent, child, siblings. I asked Kat, said that's wrong. How can I get to know my twin flame when they seem to know me intimately, but I'm aware of them? So you've had intimacy with them. It's interesting. I've had intimacy with my twin, but I don't know him as a person. And I met one of his friends when I was traveling, or someone who knows him, and they were like, "Oh, he's so interested in politics and he's so smart and religion and he knows so much." I was like, I have no idea. I don't know this man for Adam. Obviously, I know his soul is my soul and I know the lifetimes of stuff we've been together, but as the personality in this life, I don't know him. But that's okay. But a lot of it was distorted and it's being removed now, so I'd rather know the divine version, the loving version. Know yourself more, know God more. The more you know God and yourself, the divine version, that will be mirrored from your twin flame. That's what you need to know. Everything is just you projected anyway. Oh, I love that. Acceptance. Thank you. Wonderful. Okay. As odd as it seems, get to know yourself deeper. You don't want to know his ego. You want to know his soul, which is your soul. Oh my God. That's what I just said. Thank you. Die many ego deaths. Okay. Resisting him didn't work for me either. Only when I let myself accept the situation was I able to neutralize the energy as much as I have done now. Yeah, because the one is really trying to resist as well, and you're trying to resist and you're chasing, you're going to have to face it. The only way is through, unfortunately. We are in separation. When we met after so long time, I got triggered with the actions or words. This time I feel like I was not looking at his eyes wise. Because you're afraid of being triggered, but don't be afraid of being triggered and learn how to be in 0 point, just learn to be balanced always and don't take it personally what they say. It's just the ego. All right, last 2 questions. Thank you. I always enjoy listening to you. Wonderful. I don't feel rage or anger anymore. I am just more tolerant. Have my insides died? I can't tell. Well, your ego's dying, right? Your ego's dying, and that's fine because you don't need to punish. You don't need to hate. You need to understand that they're in trauma, they're in ego in the beginning, and it's okay. It's okay. Your twin flame hurts you unintentionally, but you love him or her at their worst. That's unconditional love right there. Exactly. So in short, you are the twin flame police. I can also be the twin flame police, and we welcome that. And the interviews that I do are changing. Next week interview it's an old format because it's an old video. Be kind. But you can be twin flame police. But after that, all of the interviews are going to focus more on the specifics and the detail because we want to only get people who really are serious about this. And what else? Take care of yourself. The energies are very intense. Okay? You're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. Look how great it is that we've got each other. It's not easy, but we're going to be fine. Take care. Have a good week.